Have you ever felt the crushing weight of silence in a room full of noise, wondering if heaven has closed its doors to your prayers? If you find comfort in navigating these profound spiritual seasons together, please consider subscribing to our channel as we seek His voice. We are living in an hour that feels completely unprecedented, an era where the foundations of everything we once trusted seem to be trembling beneath our feet. You look around, and the world is spinning faster than ever, filled with loud opinions, constant anxieties, and an endless stream of digital chaos that leaves your soul feeling utterly depleted. But beneath the roar of the news cycles and the frantic pace of daily survival, there is a distinct, undeniable frequency broadcasting from heaven, a whisper that is actively searching for those who are quiet enough to hear it. God is speaking right now, in this very specific hour of human history, but His voice is not in the wind that breaks the rocks, nor in the earthquake, nor in the fire. He is speaking in the still, small spaces of your secret pain, addressing the hidden fractures in your heart that you have desperately tried to conceal from everyone else. This is not a generalized message for the masses. This is an intimate, surgical word for the weary traveler who is on the verge of giving up. You might be sitting there right now, holding your phone or staring at a screen, feeling a profound sense of spiritual vertigo, a dizziness that comes from waiting so long for a breakthrough that you have forgotten what it feels like to hope. You are not crazy, and you are not forgotten, even if the silence of your current season is deafening. There is a specific kind of exhaustion that many are carrying in this hour, and it is not the kind that can be cured by a long weekend or a few extra hours of sleep. It is a deep, bone-deep weariness of the spirit, a fatigue that comes from trying to hold a crumbling life together with nothing but sheer willpower and fraying faith. You have been the strong one for so long. You have been the pillar for your family, the listening ear for your friends, the one who shows up and smiles and does the work, all while fighting a raging battle behind closed doors. You know what it is like to sit on the edge of your bed at 2 a.m, the house completely silent, while your mind races with 1,000 terrifying what-ifs. You have felt the physical ache in your chest when a prayer you have prayed for years seems to bounce right back off the ceiling, mocking your devotion. God sees this specific pain. He watches the way you swallow your tears in the middle of the grocery store when a random thought of your struggle suddenly ambushes you. He knows about the dreams you have quietly buried in the backyard of your heart because holding on to them became too painful. In this hour, God is profoundly aware of the hollow ache of your disappointment, the moments where you have looked up at the sky and whispered, "Are you even there? Do you even care?" Let us be real about what this looks like on a Tuesday afternoon or a Thursday morning. This spiritual battle is not happening in the clouds. It is happening in your kitchen, in your car, in the waiting room of the doctor's office. It is the mother who is staring at a photograph of her wayward child, her heart breaking into a million jagged pieces as she wonders where she went wrong, desperately pleading for a prodigal to return. It is the father who is sitting in his parked car in the driveway after a long commute, gripping the steering wheel until his knuckles turn white, terrified of walking inside and admitting he does not know how to pay the mortgage this month. It is the single person who attends another wedding, smiling for the cameras, while a silent, agonizing loneliness threatens to swallow them whole. It is the painful, confusing betrayal of a friend you thought would stand by you forever, leaving you to pick up the shattered pieces of your trust. These are the arenas where the real warfare of this hour is taking place. You are trying to balance the demands of a relentless world while nursing a wounded spirit. You are watching other people seemingly breeze through life, getting their promotions, buying their houses, celebrating their healings, while you feel stuck in a perpetual waiting room, holding a ticket for a train that never seems to arrive. The temptation to grow bitter is a daily suffocating blanket. The urge to compromise, to lower your standards, to just accept that maybe God's best is for someone else, is a constant whisper in your ear. And then comes the breaking point. It always happens when you least expect it, triggered by the smallest, most insignificant thing. A spilled cup of coffee, a slightly delayed text message, a passing comment from a stranger. Suddenly, the dam breaks. You find yourself on the floor, weeping with a raw, ugly, unfiltered kind of grief that scares you. This is the moment of complete human failure, the absolute end of your own strength. You strip away the polite religious language. You stop trying to sound holy. You scream into the void. I cannot do this anymore. I am empty. You told me you would protect me, but I am bleeding. This emotional breakdown is terrifying because it feels like a total loss of control. You feel like a ship that has lost its anchor in a Category 5 hurricane, tossed by violent waves of panic, regret, and sorrow. You look at the pieces of your life scattered on the floor, the broken relationships, the shattered health, the dead-end job, the empty bank account, and you feel nothing but the cold grip of absolute despair. You are convinced that this is the end of your story. You believe that you have somehow missed God, that you made a wrong turn years ago and are now paying the permanent price for your mistakes. The darkness in this moment is so thick, you can practically taste it, a suffocating shroud that whispers lies about your worth, your future, and your identity. But it is precisely here, in the absolute zero of human capacity, that the turning point occurs. When your hands are finally completely empty, when you have stopped trying to manipulate the outcome, when you have nothing left to offer but your brokenness, that is when the atmosphere in the room shifts. It is not always a dramatic flash of lightning. Often, it is an incredibly heavy, warm, unexplainable peace that settles over your shivering soul. It is the sudden, profound realization that you are not falling into a bottomless pit. You are falling into hands. The silence of God, which you interpreted as his absence, was actually his intense, focused concentration on your healing. In this pivotal moment, the narrative flips. You realize that the breaking you just experienced was not a destruction. It was an extraction. God was not crushing you. He was pressing you, like an olive, to produce the oil of pure, uncontaminated faith. You begin to understand that the things you lost were actually things that were silently killing you. The relationships that walked away were unequally yoked anchors, pulling you under. The job you lost was a comfortable prison, keeping you from your true calling. The delayed answer to your prayer was a protective shield, keeping you from a blessing you did not yet have the character to sustain. The tears on your face are still wet, but the fear begins to evaporate, replaced by a strange, quiet defiance. This begins the phase of slow, deliberate transformation. It is not a cinematic montage where everything is fixed in 3 minutes. It is the gritty, daily decision to get up and make your bed when you still feel sad. It is the choice to open your Bible when you do not feel anything. It is the profound courage required to forgive the person who never apologized. You are learning to walk in the dark by relying solely on the internal compass of the Holy Spirit, rather than the external validation of your circumstances. You start to notice tiny, miraculous shifts. The panic attacks that used to paralyze you begin to lose their grip. The bitter resentment that coated your tongue begins to wash away. You find yourself smiling at a sunrise, actually feeling the warmth on your skin, instead of just rushing past it. You are being rebuilt, but not with the cheap materials of your past. God is reconstructing your foundation with solid rock. You realize that the very things that tried to destroy you have actually become your greatest credentials. Your pain has carved out a massive reservoir within you, a deep well of empathy and wisdom that is now ready to hold the living water he is about to pour out. You are no longer just surviving. You are beginning to understand your assignment. You see that your struggle was never just about you. It was the training ground for the mantle you are about to wear. So, what is God explicitly saying in this specific hour? He is speaking a message of radical separation and divine alignment. God is saying, come out of the noise, detach your identity from the chaos of this world system. He is drawing a distinct line in the sand between those who merely know his name and those who are desperate for his presence. In this hour, God is calling for a ruthless pruning of your life. He is asking you to voluntarily lay down the idols of comfort, the addiction to human approval, and the obsession with controlling your own timeline. He is saying, trust me with the blind corners of your life. The reason the pressure has been so intense, the reason the furnace has been turned up 7 times hotter, is because the purity of the gold he requires for the next season is unprecedented. Heaven is not in a panic about the state of the economy, the political unrest, or the societal decay. God is not pacing back and forth on his throne. He is orchestrating a masterclass in redemption, and he has specifically chosen you to be a living, breathing testament of his keeping power in the midst of a dark generation. He is saying that the delay you have experienced was not a denial, but a divine setup. He is aligning you with people, resources, and opportunities that you could never have orchestrated on your own. But to step into this new reality, you must completely let go of the old wineskin. You cannot carry the bitterness of yesterday into the blessing of tomorrow. You must release the need to understand everything. Hear this with your entire spirit as we stand on the precipice of a new dawn. Your weeping has an expiration date. The long, brutal night of the soul is breaking, and the first rays of an undeniable morning are piercing the horizon. You have survived 100% of your worst days. The enemy overplayed his hand when he tried to break your mind. All he did was push you deeper into the refuge of the Almighty. Stand up, brush the dust of disappointment off your shoulders, and wash your face. Do not let the trauma of the past dictate the trajectory of your future. God is breathing fresh wind into your dead dreams, resurrecting the calling that you thought was buried forever. You are stepping into an hour of acceleration, where the things that used to take years will suddenly manifest in moments, because you have already done the hard work in the dark. Keep your eyes locked on him. Guard your peace fiercely. Refuse to entertain the whispers of doubt that try to drag you backward. The Creator of the universe is looking directly at you right now, in this very hour, and he is smiling, saying, "Well done, my good and faithful warrior. Now, step forward and watch what I will do." There is a very specific, suffocating kind of silence that falls over a room when you have poured out your last drop of faith and still see no change. It is the heavy, stagnant air of unanswered questions, the kind that settles into your bones and makes it difficult to even take a full breath. You are standing in the middle of your life, looking at the walls of your circumstances, and realizing that the blueprints you drew up for your future have been completely washed away by a storm you never saw coming. In this exact hour, across the globe, there is a hidden epidemic of spiritual exhaustion. It is not making the evening news, but it is echoing in the hallways of homes where faithful people are quietly breaking down. You know this feeling intimately. You know the texture of this specific darkness. It is the feeling of doing everything right, praying the prayers, serving the people, holding the line, and still watching everything you built begin to crack at the foundation. You are not dealing with a simple bad day. You are navigating a prolonged season of spiritual winter, where the ground is hard, the sky is gray, and the harvest you were promised feels like a cruel illusion. Let us walk into the reality of what this actually looks like when the sun goes down, and you are left entirely alone with your thoughts. You tiptoe down the hallway in the dead of night, standing in the quiet shadow of your son's bedroom doorway. You watch his chest rise and fall in the steady, peaceful rhythm of sleep, completely unaware of the battles raging in your mind. And as you stand there, a sudden, terrifying wave of inadequacy washes over you, a fear so visceral it makes your hands shake. You look at him and you feel the crushing, silent burden of responsibility. You wonder how you are supposed to guide him through a world that feels increasingly hostile, how you can possibly provide a future of stability when your own present feels like it is balancing on the edge of a knife. You swallow hard, feeling the sting of tears in the back of your throat, because you are terrified that your own failures, your own hidden struggles, are somehow going to cost him his peace. This is the agonizing secret pain of the protector, the provider, the parent who is smiling through their teeth during the day while silently bleeding out at night. You walk back to the kitchen, the only light coming from the digital clock on the stove reading 3 a.m., and you stare at the stack of bills on the counter. The math does not work. The energy is gone. The hope is running on fumes. This is the hour where the enemy plays his most devious hand, whispering the specific lie that you have been uniquely disqualified from God's grace. He tells you that your current suffering is the direct result of a past mistake, that God is finally settling the score, punishing you with this agonizing silence. You look at the lives of others, playing out like polished highlight reels on a screen. The seemingly perfect marriages, the exploding ministries, the effortless financial breakthroughs, and a deep, poisonous root of comparison tries to wrap itself around your throat. You feel like you are standing in an endless, poorly lit corridor lined with hundreds of heavy iron doors. You have walked down this hall for months, maybe years, knocking on every single one. You have knocked until your knuckles are bruised and bleeding, begging for just one door of opportunity, one door of relief, one door of healing to swing open. But all you hear is the hollow echo of your own fist against the metal. The isolation is profound. You feel entirely unseen by the universe, a forgotten variable in a divine equation. You start to question your own memories of God's goodness, wondering if the miracles of your past were just coincidences, wondering if the voice you thought you heard years ago was just the echo of your own desperate desires. And then comes the day the levee finally breaks. It doesn't happen during a major crisis. It happens in the most mundane, ordinary moment. You are sitting in the driver's seat of your car in a grocery store parking lot. The engine is off. The rain is beating rhythmically against the windshield, blurring the neon lights of the storefronts into a smear of cold colors. You reach for the door handle to get out, and suddenly, you simply cannot move. A physical paralysis takes over as the sheer volume of everything you have been carrying suddenly crushes the last remaining pillar of your emotional endurance. You lean your forehead against the cold steering wheel, and a sound escapes your chest that you didn't even know you were capable of making. A deep, guttural sob of absolute surrender. It is the sound of a human spirit completely giving up the illusion of control. In that cramped, damp car, you stop bargaining with God. You stop trying to offer him your good behavior in exchange for his blessing. You strip away every ounce of religious pretense, and you cry out from the very bottom of your shattered soul, admitting the one truth you have been terrified to face. I am completely empty, and I do not know how to survive the rest of this day. But listen very closely, because this exact moment of devastating surrender is the precise coordinate where the atmosphere of heaven intercepts the reality of earth. In that cold car, amidst the sound of the rain and your own weeping, the spiritual frequency suddenly shifts. It is not a booming voice from the clouds. It is a profound, unmistakable presence that fills the space around you. It is a heavy, warm blanket of divine reality settling over your shivering frame. You realize, with a sudden breathtaking clarity, that God was not ignoring your knocks in that dark hallway. He was standing right behind you the entire time, waiting for you to stop exhausting yourself on doors he intentionally locked for your own protection. He is saying, I did not abandon you to the storm. I am in the car with you. You begin to understand that the breaking you have endured was not the breaking of your destiny. It was the breaking of your self-reliance. God is orchestrating a profound recalibration of your soul. The things that are falling apart in your life are the things that were built on the fragile foundation of human effort. He is systematically dismantling the idols of your own capability so that he can construct a fortress of unshakable faith in their place. What God is speaking in this exact hour is a message of intense, purposeful preparation. We are living in a prophetic moment where the global stage is shifting, where the old systems and structures are proving themselves to be entirely unreliable. God is separating a people for himself, pulling them out from the noise and the panic of a terrified world. He is saying that the intense pressure you have felt, the fiery trials that seem designed to destroy you, were actually the furnace required to forge a weapon of massive spiritual impact. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are a student in the masterclass of divine resilience. God is right now, at this very second, addressing the secret places of your heart. He is holding the broken fragments of your shattered dreams, and he is not discarding them. He is using them to create a mosaic of redemption that will stun the people around you. You thought the delay meant denial, but God is saying the delay was the incubator for a miracle so massive that your previous capacity could not have handled it. He is expanding your spiritual lungs so you can breathe the rare air of the altitude he is calling you to. Look closely with the eyes of your spirit. Jesus is at the door. He is not standing far off in a distant galaxy, demanding that you fix yourself before he approaches. He is standing right at the threshold of your mess, right at the door of your anxiety, your failure, and your deepest shame. He is gently, persistently knocking, asking for permission to enter the very rooms of your heart that you have boarded up and hidden from the world. He wants to walk into the room where you hide your fear for your family. He wants to step into the space where you hoard your financial panic. He is saying, "Let me into the ruins. Let me show you what I can build from the ashes." As you begin to slowly, tentatively turn the handle and let him in, the transformation begins. It is a quiet, daily miracle. You wake up the next morning, and the circumstances have not magically vanished, but the crushing weight on your chest has evaporated. You look at the bills, you look at the challenges, you look at the sleeping face of your child, and instead of panic, a fierce, inexplicable peace rises up in your spirit. You realize that you are tethered to the Creator of the universe, and absolutely nothing in this temporary world has the authority to permanently break you. This is your turning point. The hour of weeping is drawing to a close, and the dawn is actively breaking across the horizon of your life. The enemy's greatest fear is not that you will simply survive this season. His greatest terror is that you will emerge from it fully awake, fully aware of your authority, and dangerously infused with the power of the Holy Spirit. You have been forged in the fire. You have learned how to worship in the dark. Now, God is saying, it is time to stand up, roll back your shoulders, and step into the light. Do not let the trauma of what you have been through dictate the altitude of where you are going. The same God who numbered the stars has numbered the hairs on your head, and he has meticulously plotted the coordinates of your breakthrough. Hold fast, stand firm. The door you have been waiting for is about to swing wide open, revealing a landscape of grace you never thought possible. If this message has spoken directly to the quietest places of your heart, and you want to continue walking through these deep waters together, please consider subscribing to our channel and standing with us as we listen for his voice.
My child, before you go, please like this video, subscribe to this channel, turn on the bell icon, and comment if you believe I am guiding your life. May blessings follow you today.